Welcome to the Splash Live. I'm your host, Maddie. Good morning, Greater West Bloomfield. As we head into 2022, the Splash Live is your home for live and exclusive Greater West Bloomfield news and interviews. We're here to bring you featured stories from local events and businesses to showcase our great community. The Splash Live is now daily, Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 10 a.m. on Comcast Channel 15 and AT&T Channel 99. We are also live on CivicCenterTV.com under the live section of your web browser and mobile device. So join us as we take a look at what is happening around our Greater West Bloomfield community. We're going to start off with our Person of the Week QR code. Every week we highlight someone from our Greater West Bloomfield community that is making an impact. We will now be taking submissions for our Person of the Week through the QR code on the screen. To submit an entry, you can scan the QR code on the screen, fill out the short Google form with the person's name, reason that they should be recognized for the Person of the Week, and some contact information for them. These nominations can be anyone from educators, students, local businesses, or any other organization that you think deserves to be recognized as our Person of the Week. It's a great way to nominate someone from our community that you think deserves to be recognized here on the Splash Live. We're now going to dive into our great community events that the Greater West Bloomfield has to offer. The first event is the United We Walk event. This was scheduled to happen this past Sunday to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Unfortunately, it was canceled due to the number of rising COVID-19 cases in Michigan. They will instead be urging the community members to volunteer around Metro Detroit to honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. throughout the month of January and the rest of the year. They are urging people to volunteer at a few of the local businesses around here. The first one is Focus Hope. They have volunteer opportunities in Inkster, Michigan. They're open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 p.m. and Friday, 8 to noon. Also, the Hospitality House has some volunteer and food donation opportunities. The Michigan Community Service Commission has some volunteer opportunities there. The Michigan Humane Pet Society Pantry Program, you can donate food for pets there. And the last one is the Grace Centers of Hope. You can buy a meal ticket for just $2.17. So a great way to get involved in the community and honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Our next event that is ongoing is the West Bloomfield Township Public Library. They have started their virtual programming that includes a variety of interactive events for all ages. We talked to Iris Radner yesterday from Friends of the Library about their event on Tuesday, January 25th. It's an evening with immortals. They have him speaking about his book, The Lincoln Highway, as well as a couple other events next week. They have their virtual Terrific Tots event on the 26th, as well as on the 24th. The registration opens for West Bloomfield Library on the Go. They have the mitten matching there. So some great events. If you want to go register for those, you can go to the West Bloomfield Township Public Library website, click on the event on their events calendar page, and register through that. Our next event that is ongoing is our Sylvan Lake Game Night event. This event is perfect if you're looking for something fun to do this winter. Whether you go alone or with friends, the Sylvan Lake Game Nights are a great way to socialize safely with your neighbors and friends. The Sylvan Lake Game Nights take place every Wednesday when there is not a Sylvan Lake board meeting in the community center. Game night starts at 5:30 p.m. and will go to about 9 p.m. at the community center. This event is open to all Sylvan Lake residents, and you're welcome to bring any family and friends as well. They will be hosting, they hosted a special euchre tournament yesterday at 6 p.m. sharp, and they are also looking to continue those in the near future. If you have an event you would like us to feature here on the Splash Live, you can send us a message on our social media pages at Civic Center TV 15 and Facebook at Civic Center TV 15. We're now going to take a look at our Person of the Week. This person has been a part of Sylvan Lake's Park and Recreation Committee for over 10 years. Patrick Runk was nominated for our Person of the Week because of his countless volunteering hours at Parks and Rec in Sylvan Lake, leading fun events that continue to bring the community together. So we're going to take a look now at why Patrick Runk was nominated for our Person of the Week.
This week's Person of the Week was a submission from one of our fans. They wrote in highlighting why Patrick Runk should be our Person of the Week. Patrick has successfully led Sylvan Lake's Park and Recreation Committee for over 10 years. Under his leadership, Sylvan Lake Parks and Rec has overseen numerous annual events that continue to bring the community together in festivities, activities, service to others, and more. This year, Sylvan Lake Parks and Recreations continued a partnership with the Sylvan Lake Police Department to lead a successful toy drive for Orchard Children's Services. Throughout the pandemic, the Parks and Rec team has continued to creatively carry through with their events in a safe and thoughtful manner, bringing events to the community, such as driving Santa on a golf cart through the streets, versus bringing everyone to gather around Santa. Patrick is a true volunteer servant leader, as he shows up, does the work, and takes joy in celebrating the community. He does so without requiring credit and always has a good sense of humor. Thank you for nominating Patrick Runk, and I'm sure he'll be happy to know that he is our Person of the Week.
Thank you so much for Patrick Runk for all he does in the Sylvan Lake Parks and Recreation, making sure that the community is involved in those fun events to get together. We're going to take a short break, but when we return, we'll be joined by Meagan Kurnat. She's the marketing manager at West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation to talk about their upcoming programs for Valentine's Day. It's January, but we can start looking ahead. So don't go anywhere. After the break, we'll talk with Meagan.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Teens a day die from texting and driving. Don't text and drive.
And now, back to The Splash Live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live. I'm your host, Maddie Mustian. It is now time to talk to Meagan Kurnat. She is the marketing manager for West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation, who has been working for West Bloomfield Parks since 2013, creating and promoting programs at West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation for our West Bloomfield residents. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, Meagan.
Yes, always happy to be here. Thank you.
So Meagan, let's start off with looking into those Valentine's Day programs. Obviously, it's the end of January, but we can start to look ahead at some of those fun events that you guys have coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about what West Bloomfield Parks is doing to celebrate Valentine's Day?
Sure. So one of our most favorite annual events we've hosted for maybe 4 or 5 years now is it's called Snowshoe with Your Sweetie. So this is great for couples who are looking to do a little something different this Valentine's Day. It's a guided snowshoe hike through the forest. Mother Nature has not, I'm looking out my window, has not fully cooperated so far this winter, but we're hoping for maybe a snowier February. But if she doesn't cooperate, we will still just substitute a guided hike for that event. So you can still come on out with your sweetie. After the hike, we're going to have a campfire, and you can gather around the campfire. Our naturalist is going to share a little bit about love languages of different animals. So it's very Valentine's Day themed, and then you'll roast s'mores as well. So this event always sells out early. I think we have room for maybe 4 or 5 couples left. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely hop on registering soon. And then we also have a couple events for our seniors over at Connect. So the first one is a Valentine's date night. And this is the first time we've hosted this event, so we're really looking forward to it. It's going to be on Wednesday, February 9th at 6:30. And it's going to have live music from the Silver Strings Dulcimer Society. There will be dancing, some Valentine's Day games, light hors d'oeuvres, chocolate-covered strawberries. And seniors are welcome to bring any date. It doesn't have to be a romantic date or a spouse. You can bring your best friend, a sibling, neighbor, anyone that you'd like to spend the evening with. And the cost when you register, it covers 2 people. So just keep that in mind when you are registering. And that event is sponsored by All Seasons at West Bloomfield. So we appreciate those sponsorships because it helps keep our registration costs nice and low for participants. And then on actual Valentine's Day, we have our Valentine's Day lunch and games. And this is sponsored by Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital. So that's right on Monday, February 14th. That starts right at noon. So there's going to be all kinds of games and prizes. We're going to have catered lunch from Crispelli's, one of our favorites in the community here. Singles or couples, both are welcome. We do ask that you register by February 9th, and this lunch is only $5 a person. And also for both the Valentine's Day lunch and the date night, or I'm sorry, just for the Valentine's Day lunch, we do have our community transit program that is available. If anybody is homebound and needs a ride and still wants to participate, just give us a call and we'll get that scheduled for you.
And Megan, you mentioned that you can bring a friend if you don't have a sweetie for Valentine's Day. For the snowshoeing, obviously you guys have had this event in the past. Have people brought people that are not their Valentine or a new date possibly for that snowshoeing event or any of the other Valentine's Day events that you guys have?
Definitely for the seniors, I think that definitely happens. We'll get singles. You know, that's part of the reason of Connect, is that we're trying to connect people. So people who may have lost a spouse or whatever the case may be, we definitely want to bring those people in and give them a sense of community and to make new friends and maybe even, you know, a new romantic interest. I don't know. So yeah, we definitely welcome that for especially the Valentine's Day lunch. That would be a great one if you're a single person looking to meet new people.
And with that, if someone was looking to register for any of these events through West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation, how would one go about registering for one or any of the other events?
Yeah, so if you're comfortable registering online, you can certainly do that at our website, which is wbparks.org. Or you can give us a call. Our main line is 248-451-1900. And we have customer service representatives working Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30. And you can also stop into our building here at the Recreation Activity Center on the Civic Center campus. Or you can stop by Connect as well.
Megan, as it's getting pretty cold out and the snow has melted a little bit, people might be looking for something fun and warm and are looking to the summer months here in Michigan. You guys also have those summer sponsorship opportunities. Can you explain a little bit more about that and what that means for West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the ways we get through winter over here at WB Parks is to plan for summer. So we're in the throes right now of figuring out what we want to plan for June, July, August, those hot, wonderful summer months that we look forward to so much in Michigan. So one of our biggest events we had to put on hold for the past couple of years due to COVID. So we're really excited to bring that back this year, and that is our Summer on the Bank Festival. So that's like your big summer festival. It's out at Marshbank Park. We'll be spread out across the whole park doing all kinds of different activities. So that's a really great one if there are any local businesses looking to reach, residents in West Bloomfield. That is an event that will attract at least 2,000 to 3,000 people. So we're very excited to host that again. Of course, we'll be bringing back our concert series, both our regular series, which has food trucks and beer and wine tent, and then also our kids concert series as well. Last year and the year previously, we did charge a nominal fee for those events because we had to have registration. And this year, we're very happy to make everything free again. So we're really hoping that we can host as many people as possible, and you don't have to worry about pre-registering or paying a fee or anything.
Megan, as we wrap up here, is there anything else you wanted to mention or feature for our audience here on the Splash Live?
Yeah, I think the only other thing I would mention is that, as we're gearing up for all of these summer events, that does take a large group of people to pull it off. So we are currently hiring for all of our summer seasonal positions. So we have internships, camp counselor positions at Lily Pad Springs, park maintenance. So a wide variety of interests. So if you're looking to have some employment this summer, please come see us.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Megan.
Thank you.
Once again, I was joined by Meagan Kurnat. She is a marketing manager for West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation, telling us a little bit about those Valentine's Day events as well as some of their other fun things happening in 2022. This week on the Splash Live, we got an inside look into the West Bloomfield women's varsity basketball team. We got to talk to the new head coach, Darren McAllister, as well as star player Mayanna Hooper. We also visited their practice to talk to them about the team this year, as well as look at their upcoming schedule as they look to make it to the state championship this year. Splash reporter Brendan Schreiber has that story.
What's going on, West Bloomfield? Here at The Splash, we were curious to see how the women's basketball team over at West Bloomfield High School was performing this season. So we went over and talked to Coach Darren McAllister and women's basketball player Mayanna Hooper to get the scoop. Women's basketball here at West Bloomfield High School is well underway. Women's basketball coach Darren McAllister was kind enough to discuss how his first season as coach is going so far.
So far, so good. We started out a little slow, but that's to be expected with a new coach and they're learning the system and so forth. But for the most part, the players are bought in. They're working hard every day, and they're starting to see some success. But at the same time, we're striving for perfection, so we're going to continue to work hard and continue to try and get better. During our interview with Darren, we also asked him about the talented players on the team. Yeah, it's been a pleasure coaching this team. We have some experienced players back. We have a mixture of young players and some seniors. It's been pretty fun coaching Mayanna, who is our senior point guard. The Davis twins, India and Summer, really give us, they give us a punch every time they're on the court as far as practice or the game. Sydney Hendricks has been a monster coming back from her injury. She's a little slow, but she's starting to get it. And then we have some other players that's filling their role and really making us complete as a team. So it's just great coaching from player 1 through player 12. And everybody's starting to buy in, understand their role, and we're getting better and better after every game and every practice. While at West Bloomfield High School, we were lucky to interview women's basketball player Mayanna Hooper and asked about her experience playing basketball through the pandemic.
It's been tough, but I feel like we was able to pull through all the rough patches, even with COVID going around. It's just a big change, and it's a minor setback to a major comeback. So hopefully we can hit a state champs this year and win a ring. And finally, Coach Darren and Mayanna talked about their upcoming matchup and future of the season. Yeah, our next matchup is against Birmingham Groves. We pretty much know that everybody in our conference is pretty tough, and we also know that every time we play somebody, we're probably going to get their best game, so we expect that. As far as where we want to go, the sky's the limit, but the main thing is we're just focused on the next game, and we're going to take every game by game and see where it takes us. A couple of the games been pretty good so far. It's a lot of stuff we still need to work on as far as all our offenses and defenses, but over time we're progressing and getting better and better. Everybody on the team is like a sisterhood, so everybody is just family. So we treat each other like family whenever we need something, or whenever somebody else needs something, we're there for them. So everything's been going good so far with the season. I feel like if we keep doing what we're doing, then we're gonna make it to the state champs. Good luck to the women's basketball team over at West Bloomfield High School. Reporting for The Splash, I'm Brendan Schreiber.
Thank you so much to Darren McAllister and Mayanna Hooper for letting us in on their practice there at West Bloomfield High School and giving us some highlights of the season thus far. We're going to take a short break, but when we return, we will talk with Tracey Proghovnick Edelson, Director of Residential Marketing and Community Relations for Jewish Senior Life here in Greater West Bloomfield. We'll talk about their resources and how they're battling the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. So don't go anywhere. After the break, we'll talk to Tracey.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. keep my family safe, and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine. To keep safe and strong. Be happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
And now, back to The Splash, live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live. I'm your host, Maddie Muschin. We are now joined by Tracey Proghovnick Edelstein, Director of Residential Marketing and Community Relations for Jewish Senior Life, here to talk to us today about her position and the different types of accommodations they offer there. Tracey, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Morning, Maddie. Thanks for having me.
Tracey, can you start off first talking about your position with Jewish Senior Life as the Director of Residential Marketing and Community Relations?
Absolutely. So I've been with Jewish Senior Life for over 22 years, and I'm also a social worker. So with my job, I get to speak with people when they initially call us or learn about us to help them understand all of the offerings we have and to connect them with the right level of care, the right price point, the right location, and then connect them to one of my colleagues to help them through the process further.
Tracey, can we talk about some of the accommodations that you guys have there for senior housing options that Jewish Senior Life has? Oh, today is just can't get my words out properly. And the ways
it's a tongue twister. It really
the ways
is.
that you guys provide those residents here in Greater West Bloomfield.
Certainly. So we offer independent living, assisted living, and memory care at the Maple and Drake Jewish Community Applebaum Campus. It's always important to note that people of all faiths and beliefs are welcome. On our campus, we offer Heckman 1, Heckman 2, and Mir, which are independent living communities. Heckman 1 is subsidized by HUD, the Department of Housing and Urban Development. So residents pay the rent based on their income. It's considered affordable housing. At Heckman 2 and Mir, we offer market rent apartments, 1 and 2 bedrooms. And for those who are looking for a lower price point, we offer grants for those who qualify. For assisted living, we have the Fleischman Residence, and that's a licensed home for aged. And that's where we provide care, assistance with activities of daily living. There is a nurse in the building, 3 meals a day. We offer, we provide medication assistance and to make sure that people are safe in their environment while being as independent as possible. Within the Fleischman residence, we also have the Brown Memory Care Pavilion, and that's an area in our community for those who have more moderate to severe dementia or related diagnoses. So we have a higher staff ratio, specific programming for those with cognitive decline, and a secured environment. Interestingly enough, too, on the campus, a lot of people don't know about this. We have the Brown Center, which is an adult day program. That means you don't live with us, but you can come during the day for programming and meals and socialization. And it's, again, for those that have a dementia diagnosis.
Tracey, if someone's worried about the affordability or level of care that Jewish Senior Life provides there, what type of advice would you give them when they're looking for a senior facility for either themselves or a loved one?
So this is an important question, and it's something I work with every day. I work with families every day who have these questions. So we talk about, okay, what is their affordability? What does it cost to live here? What are their needs? Even though someone might consider themselves an independent liver, there might be some supports that would be helpful for them to maintain that independence. And so there are services we can put in place. We have social workers in all of our communities. So once I work with that person and they figure out, is it going to be a HUD community here in West Bloomfield at Heckman 1? Or would they like to consider a HUD community on our Oak Park campus? Is it going to be a market rent community with a grant? Do they have veterans benefits? Was their loved one or their spouse a veteran? Can we look to that for some support financially? Do they have long-term care insurance? And so we really look at an array of things that someone might not think about in their own financial profile, and we see how we can kind of put that puzzle together. Once they do live with us, we know that it does cost to live somewhere, so maybe their funds will deplete over time. And that's where our social workers and our administration works to say, okay, now that their funds are depleting, how can we keep them here safely? Can we still care for their needs? Can we go into one of our funds through our foundation to help our residents in assisted living at the Fleischman residence to live there for several years. It's costly. It's in Michigan, we don't receive funding for assisted living, and so that can be really challenging for people. But we will do our best to find a way, and once people live with us, to keep them here through the end of their life, even onto hospice care.
Tracey, as the COVID-19 cases numbers are rising in Michigan, how is the Jewish Senior Life making sure that the residents are staying safe but also active and social during these times?
So important, yes. So now that we're going on on 2 years here, we've really become a well-oiled machine, if you will. So right now we have a pause on in-person dining. Because we know with dining you do need to take your masks off, and we want to avoid that right now. But we have gotten back to in-person dining, and we're going to get back to it. However, we still have our activities going strong. Our exercise classes, movies, current events. We're masking. We're social distancing. We continue to offer vaccine clinics. Most of our residents have chosen to be vaccinated and boosted, and we educate those who are not and let them know the benefits of it. So we really have been really fortunate to have such few cases in our communities over the last 2 years. And we're continuing to work strong to avoid that, because we know with our older population, they are vulnerable when it comes to any disease spread. And to prevent that is extremely important here.
As we wrap up here with our time with you, Tracey, is there anything else that you'd like to share about Jewish Senior Life and the programs and accommodations that your team provides?
Well, one thing I always love to mention, and thank you for this question, is that we have been around since 1907. And again, we people of all faiths and beliefs. We've evolved with the world we're in, and we offer a wonderful, warm, loving, safe environment. And we really value our older adults, and we respect and appreciate them for all of the things they've gone through in their life. And, one way you can learn more about us is just subscribe to our newsletter. And so if anyone wants to email me or call me, I can get you on our email list, and you can learn every Friday what we do here and highlight all of our communities. Or just call me anytime, and I can show you our virtual tours, give you an in-person tour, whatever's preferred. But here to answer questions, also to be a resource to the community. If our housing options are not for you, I'm happy to help point you in the right direction.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your morning to join us this morning, Tracey.
Thank you, Maddie.
Once again, I was joined by Tracey Proghovnick, Edelstein, Director of Residential Marketing and Community Relations at Jewish Senior Life. That's going to do it for today's show. Thank you again to Meagan Kurnat and Tracey for joining us this morning. A special thanks to our Zoom producer, Jared Clark, for coordinating the Zoom and making sure our guests joined us on time. And as always, thank you to Calvin Brown, our board operator, for making the show possible each and every morning. Thank you so much for joining me as we explored all the people and events going on in our greater West Bloomfield community. You can make sure to watch any interviews and stories that you missed by visiting civiccentertv.com to watch them online in HD under the Splash Live tab on the website. As always, you can make sure to tune in live Monday through Friday on Civic Center TV on Comcast Channel 15 and AT&T Channel 99 from 9:30 to 10 a.m. to catch up on what's going on in our greater West Bloomfield community. You can also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at Civic Center TV and Facebook at Civic Center TV 15. For all of our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, and West Bloomfield, I'm Maddie Muschin. Thank you for watching The Splash Live.